too cheap for sound effects. Boo! It's time for our spooky Halloween-themed Bloody Screen podcast. As in Halloween-themed. We really don't have much in Halloween stuff, but, you know, it's video games. What can we do? Like, oh, here's a bunch of images of Dead Space. You know, we can't really do a whole hell of a lot, folks. I mean, it's not like we can look up news and be like, well, horror-themed news today. Nothing. You know? Anyways, I am your host, Brandon, the devil himself. And then I have Count Nicky G.
Wahaha.
And then, of course, the monster who is mischief of all video game people in one. We have a Rusty, a Dusty. And the other two hosts decided, I don't want to do it. I gotta go to work. I don't have internet where I'm at anymore.
They're at the graveyard digging up the graves for our experiments.
Oh, yes, I really wish I was wearing a lab coat right now and with like crazy science hair, just like, yes! Yes, who, by the way, like, you know, before we get started with the show, let's get started with some bullshit. I got a question for you two. You guys got any Halloween plans?
Well, we've decorated the front yard and we still have a lot more decorations to put up, but basically I'm gonna scare the crap out of some kids, hand out some candy.
Oh, nice. I like just scaring kids anyways. I hang out by the park and just so you like video games? I got a bunch. How about you come in my van?
You're still handing out candy, even though it's not Halloween?
I know. I got sales on candy right now. And that's when I wait to buy my candy for Halloween, because I see the prices right now, and they're like, $5 for a bag of candy. I'm like, you could go straight to hell. Those are just Hershey's, asshole. I don't think they're that good. I don't like any candy that much willing to spend $5 on it. But Dustin, Rusty of the Dusty, any Halloween plans?
Probably just shoot the shit with my roommates.
Oh, he's gonna shoot people with his roommates. See? I can make
and shit.
And shit. He'll throw shit and shoot some people. Basically, if you dress up like a famous movie character, you're probably gonna get shot. Because like, you're uncreative! You know, I see that one commercial all the time for some reason. The one about, you know, you see, it's the new phone commercial where they're all dressed up like Star Wars people and they're like, oh, there's this house selling, you know, handing out toothpaste and whatever. I kind of want, you know, and then they call them freaks for dressing up like Star Wars. And I'm like, whoa. That's fucking awesome. You know, if I wasn't lazy, I would totally go as old Ben from episode 4. Just so I could just walk around, come here, little one. Like, I would do that with my nephew. My nephew's a short little blonde kid. I could dress him up like like episode 4 Luke Skywalker and be like, yeah, that's right, and hand him a little toy lightsaber. And he likes hitting kids with swords anyways. I could just unleash his ass. Be like, he killed your father! And he'd be like, no! And just start hitting him. And then, you know, the parents would look at me like, get him off! And be like, no. And then turns out I rip off the beard and I'm like, I'm actually the Emperor going, God, it's so fucking don't ask how I got to that whole point. It's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going with this joke.
Yeah, I've seen that commercial just like no other. I mean,
oh, I know.
God damn.
Like, I don't normally watch TV, but, you know, when I'm at my work in the break room, I have to watch commercials, so God damn, they jam that one down your throat. It's like, it's the only Halloween themed one we have. Like, out of all media, it's like the only Halloween commercial out there.
Like all the other commercials, they're old ones.
Yeah, true.
Just reruns, basically.
Yeah, I'm tired of commercials. I wish we can live in a day where they don't have to feel like advertising to us, but that'll never happen. Yeah, so anyways, I think Nicky G has a little thing to tell us about fighting some bums at a bus station after, you know, I don't know if he was handing out blowjobs or something. They got pissed off because he didn't hand them, you know, they didn't give him the right amount of change or something, or I don't know. Hey, please explain the story about a bum fight at the bus station or whatever the hell it was.
Well, it wasn't so much as a fight as so much as my life was threatened. Me and my brothers, in a sense. I mean, it's just weird because I mean, we had this thing that happened kind of at this post office, and anyways, me and my brother went there last night to drop off a package, and on the way out, we were at the intersection right in front of it, and right in front of the post office, there's this a bus stop, and so there's this guy there. I have no idea what this guy's problem was with us. I don't know, maybe he was just paranoid or something. He had a dog with him, and while we were gonna make a left turn, oh shit, I think the internet went out.
No, you're fine.
Oh, good.
Everyone heard that too. Dun dun dun! Spooky! Anyways.
But yes, so we were at the intersection, and the light was red, so we were sitting there for a good 2 minutes. And I look at the corner of my eye, and this guy just kind of he walks down the sidewalk so we could see him. And he looks at me and my brother. He points his hand out like a gun, and does a little bang bang motion at us. And it's like a little, throat slitting little gesture, and walks away. Like, I don't know what he was yelling at us. But I was like, oh fuck. Like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? So, like, if he would have freaking walked up to the car, I think it's either we would have sped off, or I was waiting for him to get close enough to hit him with my fucking door. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Cause we had no idea what the guy's problem was. He was just yelling at us, like, for no reason. It's just, ugh.
So he just looked at, now I'm starting to think, okay, so I thought you were on the bus. You giving me the eye, boy. I'm gonna cut your throat. And believe me, as a guy who used to take public transportation, it can be like that. I saw some fucking freaky people. It was just like, I have headphones and I don't see you. Nothing. But this guy, he might have been, I don't know, were you in here in Thornton, or were you in Denver?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
I'm trying to, maybe he had a stub toe and he was just like, God dang! He wasn't yelling at you particularly, or maybe he was trying to yell at his dog, or maybe he's like, your fly's down! Your fly is down! And you're like, I don't know what he wants.
Like, me and my brother were joking, because we went to Walmart afterwards to get some snacks, come back and watch some horror movies, but, we were joking around thinking, what if this guy was just trying to tell us, the headlight was out, and we went out of the car and just started beating his ass. Like, we were just trying to tell you the headlight was out.
You left your coffee cup on top of your car! Oh, what the fuck you say to me? Or maybe, I don't know, I mean, you're not really a dark Latino there, Nick, so maybe, I was gonna say, maybe he's an old racist and just like, get out of my country!
Well, I mean, it was nighttime, he would have even been able to see us, and I was wearing a hat, my black leather jacket, the one of shame.
So maybe he thought you were part of some biker gang, and he was just like, the Hell's Saints will never bow to you, you fucker! And you're like, the Latino Kings, huzzah! And then, it escalated from there. I like making up my own story than actually.
For all I know, he was probably telling me there was the guy with the hook for a hand is on the back of my car.
He's like trying to get up close. That's what I always assume, I would always assume that if, when people are riding my ass, I'm just like, what do you want? It's the middle of the night. You don't need to get this close. I'm like, wait, if there's a killer in the back of I drive a 2-seater. He'd have a hard time. I would actually give him applause if he was able to hide in the back of my car, just like right where my rear window is somehow I don't see him. It's like, damn, it must be really dark out. I don't see anything behind me. So, alright. Yeah, you got yelled at by a bus station guy. I got yelled at on the bus a long time ago.
Were you threatened?
No, he wasn't threatening me. He was just yelling at everybody. So it wasn't at me in particular either. But he was some crazy dude that got on the bus, and that's why I was just like, God damn, public transportation sucks. It really is. It's a shitty thing. Unless you're taking the one where everyone just takes down to Denver because everyone just shuts the hell up and just sits there.
I mean, we were like the only car in the intersection at the time, so I was like, fuck.
Well, I did tell you, I think I told you guys about my sister getting mugged while in her car.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of like, it was her being she had two, like, kind of gangster looking black guys come up to her car just like, we need money for coffee. And they notice she has change in her, like, thing right there. And, he grabs the window and, like, the door, because she had a window rolled down because she's an idiot. You think if you see two people come up to your car, you'd be like, fuck it, I'm running the red light!
Yeah.
But, and then they, grabbed her window and she just, like, hands them change, and walk away. So she was more scared shitless than actually mugged, they didn't say, get out the fucking car, bitch! And, like, throw her out and all that. But, I don't know, I think I would just drive off if someone did that to me. walks up to my car. I need money. I'm like, I'm going home now. Good luck keeping up. I wonder how long you're gonna hang on to that window. Cause I'll go 85 miles an hour, motherfucker. I need to get back to 1985. I'll take your ass with me.
Where we're going, we don't need windows.
I know where we're going. You don't want to be there. Alright, let's get on with our show with, my personal favorite part. I don't really know if it's my favorite, but it's like one of the things I started saying to do. What have you played this week? Let's start around the table with me. Ha! Yeah. Fucked you guys all up.
You son of a bitch.
Damn it.
You fucking, like, one of you just hangs up, like, what the hell?
My moment to shine and you killed it.
Fuck you, Brandon, just walks away. Alright, I played 2 games, actually 3 games this week. My first game I played this week was The Walking Dead Telltale game, not the shitty one. So the Telltale Walking Dead, finally got around to playing the last 2 episodes. Fantastic. I will admit, you can take my man card now, but I did tear up at the end. Good God, and I was just like, oh God, no, just stop. Why did you have to have a kid, Telltale?
You're not alone. You're not alone there, Brandon.
I think most, a bunch of us grown-ass men are just like, I got something in my eye. It was an eyelash. I'm cutting onions right now, too. But yeah, talk about a depressing fucking game. That is a depressing-ass game. I finished that. Excellent game. That is how you do, actually, honestly, that's one of my favorite zombie games. It's like that and Last of Us. I was like, that's how you do zombie games right, folks. I mean, you don't need to be in a mall, like Dead Rising was fun, but it didn't have a strong story. And then you got Dead Island, which was also fun, but dick for story. You got shit like that, but you're just like, I want that typical zombie story where you could be like, oh, if someone dies, it's actually a big deal, not, oh, they got eaten, or Dead Rising is just like, oh, they were stupid anyways. But I played that. I played Poker Night. Have you guys seen that?
Poker Night. I've heard of it, but describe it.
Poker Night is the one with all the, famous video game characters and some TV and one movie. So you have Ash from Evil Dead. Actually, I guess they say from Army of Darkness. Doesn't fucking matter. Ash is from Army of Darkness. Then you got Brock Sampson from Venture Brothers. You got GLaDOS, Portal. And you got Sam and Max, and you have Claptrap. And basically, y'all come down there. You like come into this weird. It was made by Telltale, so yeah, I've been kind of on a Telltale kick this week. But they, you basically, you're just playing Texas Hold'em with them, and they all kind of talk about what they're doing at that moment in time, or they make comments about the game that you're playing, and it's really fun. I had no idea how to play Texas Hold'em. But now I know. I know how to play Texas Hold'em, and I won. It came down to me and Claptrap, and I was like, bitch, I'm going all in, motherfucker. And he's like, oh, I can't come. And I ended up beating his cards, and I ended up winning the pot, and they're like, congratulations. And I was like, I'm awesome. Sadly, the game does get a little repetitive at a point. You play a couple games, they, changes up who's gonna get eliminated first. And, you can lose if you're not careful. But it does, eventually you start hearing the same lines over and over, and you're just like, okay, it's run its course. I got it for free off PlayStation Plus, so people who have that, it's out there. I'm a little disappointed with PlayStation Plus, because they don't advertise when the new arcade games are free. They only do the AAA titles, like when Kingdoms of Amalur was free this month. That was like everywhere. They're like, boom, Kingdoms of Amalur! Even Eco and all, and Shadow of Colossus, they're like, look at those! But, like, Hotline Miami, I just happened to find it. They didn't tell me at all. And then the last game I'm playing this week is, of course, I say of course as if this would be the big one. I haven't gotten Batman yet, so it's not Batman. It's actually Lego Marvel. And I gotta say, goddamn is that game fun. Like, wow. This is, without a doubt, I put my cards on the table. The best Lego game out there. This is the best Lego game to date. I liked the Lord of the Rings, and I liked the Star Wars. The other ones were meh. But this one is fantastic. You really get a feel for the Marvel Universe, and it's like kind of like, they get some of the, like, you really get a feel like the characters are like their characters, It was done better than the DC one, let's just put it that way. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. I'm actually thinking I'm closing to the end of the game, which is kind of sad because I've only had it for like a day or so. But, yeah, that game's a hell of a lot of fun. Been enjoying the shit out of it. Alright, Nikki G, what have you been playing this week?
Like you, I've been playing some Texas Hold'em, but mine was in Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, and unlike you, I do not know how to play, so I just, put as much as I can and pray to God that I win.
Nice, nice. Do you have the Undead Nightmare pack?
I do not. I did, but I created a new account and deleted my old one, and unfortunately also, yeah.
Damn it. I was about to say, because if you do, you and I need to get online and kill some zombies, sir. Either way, we could probably get online and just kill some random people. I'm all for that as well.
I was really thinking about that just because I've been, since, The Walking Dead's out, I've been on a zombie trip, so just...
Oh, yeah.
So I've been running around Red Dead pretending everyone's zombies, just shooting people, but they're screaming and running away, so it's not the same.
Yeah, they're screaming, running away, shooting back. You're like, no, this isn't zombies. But Red Dead, oh god, that game is so awesome. It just gets me all nice thinking about it. It's one of the games I have played over and over and over. I only met one person. I don't know if you've ever done it. Nick, have you ever tried to 100% the game?
I've tried.
Yeah, I've only met one person who's actually done it. And I'm like, my hat's off to you, sir, because he did all the challenges, he did all that shit. I'm like, dude, there's other games that were out, Yeah. Alright, that's cool. Yeah. Is that it? Or what other games?
I've played some Battlefield 3, I've been trying to learn how to play Madden, because I'm also on a football trip with the Broncos and all that stuff, so.
You bandwagon fucker.
Bitch, I've been a fan of Broncos, since I was born, since
you were born, you're like, Elway!
Since it's just a family. I mean, again, I wasn't into football my whole life or at the beginning, but for the last couple of years, I've been getting into it.
I'm into football food. I don't give a fuck about that. I always like going over, like this week we're having a big old thing at my family's house. My sister's coming over and we're all gonna just gorge out on food while watching Broncos. And I'm like, honestly folks, you know what I do when the Bronco game's on? I fuck with the site. I put shit up on the site. I'm just like, and when I run out of food, I just put my laptop down, fuck with the site a little bit, and I'm just like, yep. I don't really
Can't get enough little weenies, barbecue weenies.
I gorge myself,
nachos,
Dustin.
pizza.
I like last week. I think I made myself a massive, enormous plate of self-made nachos. I had Velveeta cheese in there. I had the queso cheese in there. I had jalapenos and then an assload of chips under them, and on top, I was just like, these are fucking nachos. And they were delicious.
Jalapenos are good. You tried banana peppers? Those are damn good on there too.
Good, yeah. I don't know what this week's food is. I'm rather excited. I'm like, ooh, what's this week? Because every week it's something different. Every week, like some days it's like, some weeks I should say, not days, as if we're like every football game. No.
So I'm guessing your parents were yelling at last week's game?
Oh, they're always yelling. My dad has his new tradition every time he's there. He'll just, he likes to drink and then start screaming at the TV, and the whole time I'm just sitting there. He can't hear you! The moment he can, I better guarantee he'll listen, but as of right now, he can't hear you. And, it's kind of cool to see people get into, sports like that, but it's also kind of annoying when I don't give a fuck about it. So it's kind of like, that horrible mixture. Dustin.
Yeah, I've been playing, the Stanley Parable.
Ooh, nice. I've seen gameplay of that. No,
Yeah, dude. This game is man, it is really cool for really weird reasons though. Oh man, this is a difficult game to describe, but I mean, it totally fucks with you. This kind of game, just, oh man, it looks at you as the player of the game and just very, very subtly says fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the end of this game is not really the end. Like, you, man, that's really all I can say about the game. You can't really beat it. You can't, like, anything you do in game, just by controlling your character and all the things you can do in game, you can never come to, actually you can come to credits. So you can, like, beat it. But most of the things you do in the end, in the game, just result in the game starting over. That's how much this game fucks with you. Like,
Dustin, actually, there is a way. This is kind of, I've seen some gameplay of this, and basically with this game, and to add on what you're saying, for people who may not know this, this is how much is it on Steam? Because that's like the only place I think you can get it, isn't it?
Yeah, for the first week it was like $11. I think it's like between 11 and $15, somewhere in there.
I don't know. From what I've seen, it seems a little pricey because this is kind of a testament on how if you're a stubborn gamer and you don't like following the rules, this game can go on forever. Because you could, maybe not forever, but it will continue. That's where the true enjoyment of this game is. Because if you just sit there and you just follow the exact thing the narrator says, you'll beat it in like 5 minutes. I mean, it's really not long. You have to, it's all about exploring. And the whole thing is with the narrator fucking with you and constantly changing shit. Because honestly, it has no real gameplay to it. It's just you walking around. It's not like you have to shoot zombies and like, it's just you walking around and you
you can move, and it's a lot like Half-Life. I mean, in Half-Life, granted, there's way more to it. You actually shoot things, you actually fight enemies, but the feel of the game, like playing the beginning of Half-Life, it feels just like that. It's made on the same engine though. That's why the Cryo engine or whatever. It's like super lifelike, but yeah, you're right. All you do is move around and listen to the narrator. A lot of the fun in the game is just listening to the narrator. I mean, at one point, you have the option to walk right past this broom closet. You can go in it if you want, and you sit in this broom closet for like 5 minutes it takes for the narrator to just say everything he wants. And at one point he was like, why are you in this broom closet? Like, what the hell are you doing? Are you trying to sit in here just to screw with me? Like, are you gonna go to all your friends and say, oh, did you guys get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite. It's just like, oh my god, like, a lot of people would just hate this game because there's not much to it. But if it gets your sense of humor right, and I think it'll make a lot of people laugh, but this game actually had me laughing at it. Like, for real, laughing out loud at this game, just playing it. Like, it's that weird and interesting. But
I agree with you, Dustin. This game is funny as hell because, you actually, if you don't follow the right path, you will see, like, you walk into the room and he's just like, whoa, this is a spoiler. No, now we gotta reset the whole game. And then that's kind of the whole game is him constantly resetting it on you because he keeps messing up or something's wrong. Yeah. It's so damn funny. And I actually kind of got mad because the gameplay I was seeing of it, these guys were talking over it. And I was just like, I kind of got a little angry with them because I'm just like, no, shut up. I want to listen to what he's saying right now. And, granted, I know people, I could just turn it off and switch to another thing where they don't talk over it. But, it was just one of those things where I just, I thought it was, it is a funny ass game. Honestly, it's one of those games though where, you kind of want to own it, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's hard to justify $10 to $15 just for that game because honestly, Dustin, how long is it if you don't follow the path? If you're constantly fucking with them.
I pretty much got every ending. I think there's one ending I didn't get because I couldn't figure out how to get it, but I've spent like 6 hours playing the game and I unlocked pretty much all the things. But if you just want to follow the narrator and get to like the end where you get the achievement for beating it, like 10 minutes probably.
Yeah. It's really not that. I mean, it's, if you explore every aspect like you were doing, Dustin, I think that's probably worth that. It's worth the $15 to $10, whatever it's at. It's worth that because I've bought $60 games that were like, 4 hours long, so it kind of pisses you off. But, that's really fair for what you're getting. But you also make an excellent point. If you're that Call of Duty bro where you're just like, wait, there's no guns, this is stupid, you're not gonna like this game.
Yeah, there's not much action.
Yeah,
It's
you really don't have any action to my knowledge. You just press a button. You know, you have like action button and walking button, and that's all you can do.
yeah. Also, not necessarily been playing, but I've been watching that. Weren't you talking about it last week? The Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls. Yeah, we did a review of it.
Yeah, yeah. That like kind of like what you were saying, where you didn't want the narrator to talk. That's how I like felt when I was watching Beyond Two Souls, because then I just went to the PlayStation, or I don't know if it's the PlayStation one, but it's just the full game
Mm-hmm.
with no. It's probably the one Nick watched. That game, like, wow, it's really cool.
Yeah,
Beyond Two Souls, it's interesting, but
it's okay. We honestly, folks, listen to our review because me and Nikki G both have some big fucking problems with that game. I think I had bigger problems than Nikki G had, but there's some problems with that game, especially when me and Nikki G actually when you play the game. I think honestly, if you want to just watch the game like Dustin was doing, that's probably the best way to do it because it's way less frustrating than when you're actually doing these mundane tasks. When you're just like, oh, I gotta make dinner. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. Oh, you better let me kill somebody right now because I'm so pissed off you're making me do this shit.
I noticed at some points there's just nothing going on. It's extremely boring, but I don't know. I don't know. I like the story. That the main character is really cool.
The overall story wasn't bad, but so far I haven't seen anyone who's disagreed with us about our complaints with the game. I haven't had any internet nerd flip out on me yet saying, you literally didn't understand Jody's problems in the game and you just, you're one of those Call of Duty people you're always talking about. I'm like, fuck you. And I haven't experienced those people. So anyways, let's get on to, God, I almost want to skip the top 5 this week, guys, because this is the same top 5 as last week. I hate to say it. Like, we could talk about the UK top 5, which is slightly different. Or we could, where do you guys want to do, Japan or the UK?
The only ones I care about are US and global.
Alright, we'll do it global. Let's go with global. Alright, let's see what global has to say. Alright, global is basically the same thing. Alright, let's start out with... No, let's see if I'm trying to see if anything sort of new that we haven't talked about is out. No. All right. Let's start at the number 5. Number 5, since we went global, is what is it? Come on, guys.
GTA 5. I don't know.
Wrong.
FIFA.
That's exactly right. Yes. FIFA 2014 or FIFA Soccer 14. Yeah, it's the same fucking thing, guys. Anyways, yes. That is doing quite well. The PS3 version selling slightly more than the 360 because Sony's bigger. Now let's just face it, folks. Yes, FIFA 2014, a game I was a little disappointed in. We never got around to reviewing it because I didn't really give it the time it probably deserved for a review. I'm not gonna lie. But yes, we got it's FIFA, it's soccer. What do you want me? What do you want me to say about it, guys? All right. There's nothing I can say. It's sold over 2. Okay, let's put it this way. This is the numbers for October 12th, folks. Like I said, it's the same fucking thing. But this week, I finally found something on VG's charts that actually tells me that week it sold 230,000 units, but overall it sold over 2 million units. So, good job, FIFA. All right, number 4 is what is it?
Is it Beyond Two Souls?
You're exactly right! Yes, Beyond Two Souls is doing fairly well. It sold that week. That was its opening week, and it sold over 300,000 units. It's doing quite well. I mean, it's quite well for what it is. I'm actually surprised it sold that much. I mean, yes, it didn't make gangbusters, but I gotta think that selling 300,000 units, they gotta make their money back with that, I don't know. Would you think they would make their money back with that type of sales?
Yeah.
They do.
I think they would.
Maybe they just paid off Age and Willem Dafoe with that money. We don't really know. I don't know
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're using, like Sony, a lot of their newer games are kind of using the same the same general technology as far as I can tell. I mean, like that game and, what is it? The Last of Us have very similar properties from what I can see.
They do look graphically very similar, and I agree with that too. Naughty Dog has a different little sheen to them than just Sony. This game did look beautiful, and I think that's something we didn't really hammer into our review. It looked fucking amazing. I mean, Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe actually looked like Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe, and I think I even said in a review though, Willem Dafoe looks less creepy in the game than he does in real life. So, congratulations. Yeah. Nikki G.
Damn, I didn't even recognize him by his name. I just recognized him as freaking. Oh, damn! Your dog just.
I know. He's being a dick right now. Yeah, and someone like.
God, the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's actually how I started out our reviews with a fucking Spider-Man reference because I couldn't think of any goddamn other movie it was in. I was like, oh shit. I can't really make a Platoon reference without just playing the song. You know, I don't remember anything he says in Platoon, so I'm like, oh fuck. And Boondock Saints, I can't remember. So basically, I had to just go with Spider-Man. All right, number 2 and number 3 are the same game, guys. What is it?
Well, we learned last week that Pokemon is not the same game. That counts as one entry.
Yeah. So?
I don't know if I can't imagine GTA would be lower than FIFA, so I'm gonna go with that.
You guys are kicking ass because you are exactly right. Yes, GTA 5 is both the number 2 and number 3 spot. GTA 5, oddly enough, okay, this is kind of funny. For the 360 that week, it sold only 500,000. You know, I'm rounding people, so cut me some slack. It sold about 500,000 units. On PS3, it sold almost 900,000 units. That is ridiculous. And then overall, of course, it sold over 1 billion. They're kicking ass, guys. Holy Nikes, they're kicking ass. 4 weeks in a row, not even close to being out of the top 5. They're beating every game. Even Pokemon. Like, overall, they're beating Pokemon, of course. Which, number 1 is, I'm not even going to let you guys guess because you already know what it is. It's, you gotta catch 'em all, your pocket monsters. It's your role-playing Nintendo game. It is Pokemon! A game that...
Oh, I thought you said Digimon.
No, Digimon, yeah. Hey, 90s called. They want their shit back. Which the same joke could be used for Pokemon, but Pokemon's still relevant. So, Dustin, as the only person on this podcast so far who has played this game, is it worth being number 1 at this moment in time?
Yeah, I'd say it's the most fun I've had playing a Pokemon game. I've played all of them.
So you're saying this is the best entry?
Well, the Game Boy ones. Yeah.
Wow, that's...
Well, what do you... Best...
Of the Pokemon
Of
game.
the series? Yeah. If you liked the kind of simplicity of... Granted, I liked Red and Blue. There was something different about those ones that just made it great. But there's so much more detail in this that it's a lot harder to get the full enjoyment out of, but I liked it just as much. I mean,
yes,
a little more actually. Yeah.
We will have a review up sometime in the future with Nick and maybe Dustin if he's up for it. Yeah, because you both have played it, and I, of course, don't own a 3DS. If I did, folks, I would have played it because... You know, it's a game. I'm not above Pokemon. It's just, I guess I never have a reason to actually go out and buy a 3DS or anything. I don't really have any, there's no game that's out there just like, I must have this, I must pay for this. And unless we start getting funding to this site, then there's no reason for me to start spending unnecessary money. So, yeah. Actually, I think Nick bought his 3DS just so he can play this game.
That's what I did.
Oh, did you buy a 3DS?
I bought it the day it came out.
I thought you owned a 3DS.
No, I bought the 3DS the day Pokemon came out.
Okay, see, those are the people that you guys are cool. You guys are awesome because you guys went out and bought a 3DS because you're like, fuck yeah, this game's coming out. I need my Pokemon fix. I got a fever and the prescription is Pokemon. That is our top 5, folks. with a lot more of me screaming at you. I think I'm gonna do that more often now just to keep everyone awake when we're doing this. Because sometimes I think the top 5's like the slowest part of the show. So I'm just like, especially when it's the same exact goddamn top 5 when we have to talk about the same games. We're like, yeah, Pokemon, or how about Grand Theft Auto? Good God. And then, God, that kind of pisses me off because that's when
Wait, we've talked about Grand Theft Auto? Really?
Well, like, my PC crashed. We had over 5 videos, bloody times recorded, all of them. I mean, the one me and Scott did 2 of them where we had, what's his face, Franklin dressed up like a crazy homeless black man. Like, I gave him big old afro, big old beard, like a freaking camo coat, and we just ran around killing people while Piano Man was playing. I was fucking comedy gold, and it got lost because, well, my computer decided to say, I don't feel like working. And
backup, yo, get a backup hard drive.
I know, well, there was nothing I could have really done at the time because, for all I know, my files were all corrupted. I couldn't do shit with my computer. My computer would just go up to because I have Windows 8, so it would go up to the Windows 8 screen and just blink at me, and I couldn't do anything. I'm like, well, at least I can, I guess, set it to factory defaults and do the whole process over again and delete everything I have. But, anyways, let's get on to some video game news. And by the way, folks, guess what? We have a question this week from our just
better not be slapped.
No, it's actually not. It's actually from some random dude. He calls himself, what is it? Wolf. Yes, his name is Wolf. I don't want to read off his actual email address, but he says, I am Wolf, and this is my thing. People are really private on the internet sometimes. Yeah, anyways. That is our whole thing. But we got some news to get into. Our first bit of news is, this is really just my kind of news because I'm a diehard Witcher fan. But, the Witcher series sales, they've climbed up to 6 million 6 million, I guess, games sold. I don't really know. I don't know if it's people who have bought in the original Witcher or people who have bought in just Witcher franchise in general. But so far they, since the original Witcher's release, they've sold over more than 6 million Witcher's games. I guess they're talking about the original one. But yeah, they're kicking ass. They're like, they're celebrating with their new cars. They're throwing money everywhere like, we are family. Just celebrating good times. They're having a great time. And what I really want to talk about more or less is after The Witcher 3, which is my most anticipated game ever to come out so far. I am so excited for this game. I am almost triceratopsing right now. Yeah, a CD Projekt is they're about to release another game that makes me just, oh god. They're in talks about making a Cyberpunk game. They're making a Cyberpunk game and another smaller unannounced game. And I'm just like, God damn it, why do you guys just take my money? Honestly guys, they're the new BioWare. They're the new BioWare that just, I don't know, they just take my money.
What exactly is Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk is, it's kind of, what Deus Ex is?
Yeah.
It's that. It's kind of hard to explain.
Okay.
But it's like with a lot of, it's kind of a mixture of, a lot of dark and robots and it's really hard to explain. I never explained Cyberpunk before. Yeah. Nikki G, can you explain Cyberpunk to people who may not know what it is?
I kind of get what you're saying. It'd be extreme. Well, it wouldn't be hard to explain like steampunk or some other kind of weird
it's kind of like, steampunk's kind of like that whole thing with like the gears and stuff, and it's like, well,
yeah.
This is kind of like steampunk without the gears. It's more just like, it's cyberpunk. I guess, yeah. Let's go with that.
I get it.
It's I've never explained that day in my life.
Somewhat. I don't know. I get it.
No, I'm not trying to call you out on being stupid or anything, Dustin. Don't get me wrong. I just
wanted to understand because I had no idea what that was.
No, it's understandable. That's totally. I could completely see people not understanding what I was saying there. I was just like, wow. I've always just used it, but I've never actually explained that to anybody. Normally either people just don't understand what I'm talking about and they just say, oh yeah, whatever. Or, I don't know.
So it would be kind of like Elysium, kind of a modern time setting with future technology.
Elysium I kind of see as more of a dystopian future. Because, it's not like it's the future, but it's kind of shitty. I kind of want to pull it into Blade Runner.
Well, I feel like the problem there is they're using cyber as their, like, adjective, and cyber, that just means, like, what?
It's
digital, kind of. It's kind of like digital. I mean, it's hard to put your finger on that word,
people people who are listening to this show, and for the love of God, just do us a favor right now. Google the cyberpunk, the definition, and just throw it in the comment section, because I would love to know now, because I'm just like, God damn, I've always used it in sentences, but I have no idea what the fuck it means now. It's like when someone calls you out on using a word you've always used, but then they're like, define it. I'm like, oh God. I know how to use it in a sentence, but I don't actually know what that means. Nicky G, what are your news stories now?
Well, for the first one, PS4 their party chat is going to support up to 8 players. But I'm not sure. Do you guys often even use any kind of party chat besides Skype? Is Skype what you guys use when you're playing online with each other?
Well, with my PlayStation, I use nothing. Because I don't play with people on my PlayStation. Actually, that's where I do most of my multiplayer, but I don't talk to anybody because I don't have a mic or I don't have a Bluetooth. I guess, as Nick always tries to pull it, well, you can just use a Bluetooth. I'm like, I'm not doing that either, because why would I want to get a Bluetooth just so I can talk to some asshole? I mean, granted, it probably would have helped out when I was playing Payday, playing online, and being able to say, hey, assholes, cover me! But, I kind of just scream at my TV saying, hey, assholes, cover me! But for the most part, on Xbox Live, if we're playing a game together, we tend to use, we'll just use the party. But if we're just if we're just chatting while we play games, there's no problem with using Skype. Because half the time I don't, buy gold. Because, fuck you, Microsoft. I hate the whole fact of, I'm kind of in this point where, I have to pay you to play online and to use Netflix. But I have a Sony thing, and they don't have me. I don't have to pay them to be on anything, really. I pay them just so I get free games every month. I understand Microsoft jumped on the bandwagon, fucking 7 years late of getting the free games out there, but I'm not throwing any stones at them. I honestly, I actually own both, and I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I tend to play more games on my Xbox than I do my PlayStation. Why? Why, you're asking? Because Microsoft finally started kissing my ass, and they're like, oh, you get new games, Brandon. Here's rewards. We're throwing rewards at you. Just keep playing new games. I'm like, okay.
And I like party chat. I
like party chat, but have you ever been in a party chat with Nick, who has the absolute fucking worst internet connection sometimes? Oh my God. Him and I were just playing Mass Effect 3 outside of our Simon and Aussie playthroughs. We were just playing it just to play it. He had the worst goddamn connection where he was we'd be killing things and I'd be like, hey Nick, I need you to cover me. And he's just over there walking into a wall, just like, I'm trying. I'm like, dude. And he's cutting out every 2 seconds too. So it'd be like, am I right? I'm like, sure.
Goddamn lag.
It really was lag. And I had to be the host because I kind of wish I would have recorded it because he was the host at the first time with his internet connection. And the whole time I'm just sitting there trying to play and all of a sudden I'd hop over a wall, start shooting like a Geth or something. And then all of a sudden I'm hurt and I'm behind that same wall again. I'm like, what the fuck? Ah! And I'm just making my character be in the corner, just like, make it all stop. Make it all stop. Oh yeah. Goddamn, what was the news?
The PS4's party chats can hold up to 8 players.
Oh. Yay?
Yeah, what is Microsoft Party Chat or Xbox Party Chat right now is 8 or 6?
I want to say it's 8.
I think it's 8, yeah.
Honestly, I don't like it when it's 8 people, guys. Even sometimes when there's 5 of us on this podcast alone, some people kind of get the shaft, especially nothing against Scott. I'm glad he always talks and stuff. But when you get Scott and Nick on the same show, I mean, being that I run the show, so I of course get the majority of speaking. But you guys, I try to be like, hey, Dustin and Nick, I want to get their opinions too. You guys are talking about ice cream right now, so let's get it back to video games, you know? So yeah, sometimes when you get to it, and I've experienced that with like 8 people on Xbox Live parties, where I actually eventually just leave them because I'm just like, you know, everyone's just talking over each other. It's not fun. I don't, you know, unless you somehow got those friends that are super hardcore about a video game and you guys are all just strategizing. That's it. But honestly, never met those people.
Hey, I'm all about that. Just half the people I know just don't give a fuck.
Like, imagine, you probably use it for League of Legends, right, Dustin?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've used Vent for a while, and we have maybe over 25 people in one chat room, and it's not that crazy.
Usually if I start if I get in a serious game and people are trying to strategize with me, I'll tell you the end result. God damn it, Brandon! What the fuck? So, yeah. That happens.
Most people are too serious.
Yeah,
it's a game. In the end, it's all a game.
God, I laugh my ass off. I have a friend of mine who's like, he's like hardcore into clans and shit. Oh god, it's so funny. It's so funny. I actually was in, I think I've told the story before here, but you know, I'll just tell like a really edited version. I was actually in one of his little clan meetings they were having, and they were pissed off at one of their clan members, and I sound like I'm talking about the KKK right now because I keep saying clan, but, yeah, he was talking to one of his clan members, like they were like mad at him for team killing or teabagging or some shit like that. And they were just sitting there. They have like, it was in Halo, and I was just sitting there laughing my ass off. Because I actually turned off my mic because I was laughing so hard. Because they were like, they did a courtroom style, like he was Judge fucking Judy, just sitting up there like, do you know why you're here today? Well, let me tell you, you were teabagging the other opponent's team. Legend fuckers. I don't know what the hell they're called. But sorry, I can't promote your clan, asshole. But, the legend pussy lickers are, you know, we do not promote teabagging, so what do you have to say for your crimes? And he would like, and of course 95% of his clan's like 12-year-olds going, well, I thought it was funny. You know, oh no, it's dinner time. Yeah, basically half of his crew is little kids, so then the whole time he's just, you know, he's like, well, we can either punish you by, you know, making you, demoting you from rank, and the only way you get a rank in the clan was, of course, to get, you know, well, you know, hoard out. I'm like, that's stupid.
Man, WoW is not even that bad.
No, that was bad. I mean, it was, you know, I think I eventually even just, I metaphorically raised my hand, just sit there, can't we just play Halo? Like, isn't that the whole point of putting Halo in, and to play Halo? That's why I play Halo. I don't care.
Just turning on your mic. I object.
I know. I wish I could have just like been his attorney. My client is my people of the jurors. He was teabagging because it's a video game, and fuck you for if you care if you got teabagged in a video game. If you're that touchy, then you shouldn't be playing online. It's not.
My client pleads insanity.
My client pleads as he is an Xbox Live player, which means he is a dickwad. He is also under the age of 14, so he does not he doesn't have the mental capacity to actually not do this. Actually even 14 years. He is under the age of 20. So yeah, I'm throwing all you fuckers under the bus. And so he does not have the mental capacity to be able to do this. Yeah, so yeah, we got that. Oh shit, I actually just deleted that one news story I had. Otherwise, I know it off the top of my head. Other news story we have, PS4 having a little bit of problems. They're kind of talking about release date that you're gonna have to be online just once, because okay, this is what I don't understand, guys. So they know there's a problem. Instead of just fixing it now before you release it in less than a month, they're just gonna release it and say, well, you better have internet because that's the way you're gonna be able to get it so that way you can play the Blu-ray DVD function. Because as of right now, if you get it, you will not be able to play Blu-rays or DVDs. You have to have this update, this patch. Day one, they're going to have a patch for it, and that's where I'm just kind of like, well, just fix it now. But, yeah.
It's much easier to just patch it online.
I guess, but...
Otherwise, they have to go to each console and do it manually.
They're talking about the patch will enable a lot of features that are not going to be available say if you just bought it and be like, oh, I don't have internet. So, to you 3 people who aren't listening to us anyways, you're fucked. You know, to you guy at the local library, you better hope that they let you plug it into their TV and let you download it real quick. Because, yeah, you're screwed. Honestly, it is kind of like one of those things where, you know, people who don't have internet are fucked anyways, I guess. I mean, it's only one time thing, so I'm not pissed off about it. So, you know, whatever.
Well, I imagine for those who don't have internet, they probably have like that, they probably have like a news article, one of those old ancient, you know, text thingies, those, what do you call them? Gamer magazines,
God.
those ancient things.
Paper. Why would you use paper? I mean, that kills trees. Yeah.
Trees grow, dude.
Uh,
that argument is invalid.
yeah, no, I don't really care.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
Yeah. Otherwise, PS4, they're talking about it. I know you're gonna get some of those Xbox fanboys. See, they have just as many problems. They're gonna be always online. The whole time I was thinking though, when I was reading this article, I was like, you know, Sony could be like a huge dick right now. All they could do is say, oh, by the way, all you people who pre-ordered PS4s, we're not gonna play used games anymore. You have to be always online. Like technically, no one's stopping them from doing that. And the whole time I'm thinking is like that would be the biggest like middle finger to everybody because everyone went out and pre-ordered it, and Microsoft was freaking out, sweating through like 18 shirts. The executives just like, oh god, what are they doing? They just do that. Like, you guys are dicks. We've been struggling for the last 6 months trying to get people to like us again, and here you are being dicks. I mean, granted, they wouldn't do that because they just see their stock just go woo. But yeah. We got that. Nikki G, one of your news stories.
Well, Battlefield is going to actually feature more destruction as it comes out, which I've only played somewhat of the beta. I don't know, I've kind of missed most of the beta by now because I've been a little busy, but besides that, I mean, from the beta, you have a building that falls down in the map, and damn, it's beautiful, and it's fun just being on top of that building. As long as you don't get killed.
Honestly, from playing the beta, Nick, I was digging it. I was digging the hell because, like, that's the fact they have destructible environments in multiplayer. I mean, granted, Battlefield Bad Company had that too, and everyone's like, well, but this one's more realistic because Battlefield Bad Company. Let's face it, folks. When a tank goes through a building, the building collapses. It doesn't have that little thin, like, support beam that's just holding up the whole goddamn building for some reason. I think the video game industry is getting really good with their physics, and I'm loving it. I'm just like, oh, I just get so excited. Oh, by the way, I finally pulled up the email. I clearly had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, we got a question from a guy named Wolf. No, his name's Jordan. I don't know where the fuck I got Wolf from. I was reading it, I was like, where the hell did I get Wolf? Why did I just make up that name? No, I'm stupid. But, yeah, anyways, I just had to bring that in there. But yeah, Battlefield 4, wait, goddamn, what was your news story?
It is
Battlefield 4.
Okay,
It was the Battlefield 4. Yeah, the Battlefield 4 with the more better destructible environments. Battlefield 4, it's actually, it's gonna be like, it's, you know, I'm kind of pissed off right now because I think because Assassin's Creed 4 and Battlefield 4 come out the same day, and that's like 4 days away, and I already have my gameplay queue filled out of games that, you know, Batman and Lego thing, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to buy these games. My cheap ass is gonna have to get out there now and spend money. Oh well.
Oh,
I know,
poor
Brandon.
Brandon.
He has to buy a video game. I know. As everyone's just sitting there, hey Brandon, I'm playing the smallest violin for you. Yeah. But I'm excited for Battlefield 4. I actually am excited for Battlefield 4 more than Call of Duty for the multiplayer. Because the Battlefield 4 story is more like the Call of Duty story where I'm just like, hey guys, can we stop with this whole modern day shit? I thought Black Ops 2 said we're going into the future, and both Call of Duty and Battlefield are like, no, modern times! Aren't you sick of that yet? I'm like, yes, I'm very sick of that. Now, stop it. No more. I don't want to play as the, this Black Ops operative. I don't want to do that anymore. Or I don't really know dick about what the hell Battlefield's doing. Just, you're a soldier. Fighting.
They actually did kind of a funny jab at the Call of Duty fanboys, because in the trailer they had one of the soldiers in Battlefield, he punched a dog, he said, "Get off me." And of course, a dog is kind of one of the biggest things, and having a little soldier dog next to you and Ghost.
I don't understand why they're like, yeah, is that how many Call of Duties have come out now and their only new thing is, we threw a dog in there? I can really see they're missing Wes and Zampella, because Infinity Ward's about to turn in, Treyarch has taken over Infinity Ward. I know I'm prejudging the game, I will play it, and we will review it, but right now I'm kind of looking at it like, I'm not too impressed now, Rochester. Anyways, my last little piece of news. We'll end with you, Nick. They've released some screenshots of Order 1886. Talk about steampunk there, Dustin. We have a steampunk werewolf game where I'm just like, so good, freshness. But yeah. Oh god, I'm just, alright, yeah. So, yeah, the trailer revealed werewolves, but the screenshots aren't really showing werewolves. Honestly, the screenshot I'm looking at just shows him shooting at sparks. He's shooting, shit's sparking. But you get lightning guns, and it's gonna be a third-person action game. Random thought. What do you guys think of this becoming a third? What would you guys have wanted to see this werewolf game turn into? Would you want it to have been a third-person action game, an RPG? What would you want it to be? Because it's going to be a third-person, probably, maybe cover-based shooter, maybe third-person RPG action game. I know, you categorize this into like a fucking list of shit, but what would you have wanted this game to be?
I think I'd rather have
worked with the RPG style.
I mean, no one's saying it's not going to be an RPG style. Because we see that all the time. I mean, it might pull a thing out of Mass Effect's book where it's like action RPG, but
yeah, action RPG would be cool.
I'm with you. Nikki G, what would you want it to be?
I'm totally with you. I was going to say, maybe a cover-based shooter, but hell, if you're going to go for an action RPG combination,
yeah, I think we're all in agreement there. Like, third-person action RPG, I mean, you give me upgrade mechanics along with, like, smooth combat, I'm all for it. And then mixed with werewolves and steampunk and just... what's your last news story? And then we'll get into our question. And then that's it.
Well, we'll just leave on a small Halloween announcement thing, which is Sniper Elite V2 is coming out with their Zombie Army 2 this Halloween.
Zombie Army 2? What? Wait, what?
The Nazi Zombie Army Halloween 2.
Is it for Sniper? When's it coming
out?
Yes,
Sniper Elite V2 on Halloween. Well, they had the first one, but apparently they're coming out with a new one, which is actually, from the trailer, it looks actually kind of cool because you have actually trenches and you're going through Berlin, and so it's a lot better than just kind of their recycled maps they had in the previous one.
Ask, did the previous one ever come out for the console ones? Like the zombie ones? I know the Sniper Elite did, and I even think the Hitler thing came out, but if I'm not mistaken, the zombie shit was only PC only.
I do not know.
I'll have to look into that, because if so, because I will get, I think I still own that game. I have to look through my library of games. Yes, folks, I have a library of them. Yes, I'm excited. I love the Sniper Elite games, or I guess game. I have played the original, and the original was an asshole, but
Oh, I'll save you some effort. It's coming out on PCs only, I think.
Well,
so.
Fuck you, PC people. I don't really mean that. I don't mean that at all. I have nothing against PC.
Hey, I don't discriminate. I just like the games.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like the games, and honestly, if I had a PC that can run PC games, I would play a little bit more of them. A little bit more. Not much. Because I still like controllers a lot. Alright.
And, yeah. I don't know, I was gonna go on the defensive, but never mind.
Alright, let's get into our one question of the week by Jordan, who sent his email, folks, to bloodyscreenpodcast@gmail.com. That, again, is bloodyscreenpodcast@gmail.com. It's the best way for us to receive your questions. Don't worry, we won't spam you with, nothing, because I don't know what the hell I'd spam you with. So, yeah, don't worry,
Hi, how are you doing?
Thanks for listening to our show and just keep sending that over and over. No, I don't care. But he asks, or she, I guess that's kind of a neutral name, but they ask, "Hey, Bloody Screen boys, we are men, thank you. What video game would you like to see turned into a movie? Or I guess, wait. What video game do you think should be, I guess would be better as a movie than a game? God damn, I cannot read. Okay, what video game do you think would be better as a movie than a video game? I already got my answer, and I guess I'll go. Beyond Two Souls.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, I was thinking that
Yes,
too.
Beyond Two
actually,
Souls would be better as a movie than a video game, because guess what? I guarantee they wouldn't have that stupid goddamn Navajo scene in there, because they said, hey, we gotta edit this shit, and this doesn't need to be in there, because this scene doesn't mean shit!
It does mean something. I thought that scene was cool.
That scene was just thrown in there for no goddamn reason. But yeah, that's the scene, that's the game. That's one of the games. Nikki G, you gotta pick something different. That's why I went first.
You son of a bitch. Man, that's hard because it's kind of like, well, I mean, a lot of them have great stories, but what would it rather be than a game? That's hard. I guess Walking Dead by Tall Tales.
A little bit more. It almost was a day. Are we just gonna pick adventure games? We're just gonna be like, they'd probably be better. I really didn't need to have the control in my hand. I could just watch him do it. Maybe just say, cut off your arm, type thing. But, Dustin.
Ah, man.
What would you think?
I kind of want to say, well, you could make a really weird, trippy movie out of the Stanley Parable.
That would be rather interesting. If, that would be a great indie movie, Dustin. That'd be a fantastic indie movie where a guy just wakes up in his office and he just hears his narrator. And he's just walking and he says, he turns, and the whole Stanley Parable thing where he's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. And all of a sudden he sees something, he's like, whoa, that's a spoiler. And then all of a sudden he just wakes up again and just like, what? And he knows what's happening. It's like kind of like a Groundhog Day type thing where the narrator has the power to do everything in the whole office. That's an actually excellent answer, Dustin. That's really good because honestly, that would make a kick-ass fucking movie. If you just like a short indie film, that would kick ass.
A little more creativity when you put it in a movie format.
You get that a little bit different stuff where you couldn't just, you couldn't just stand in a goddamn broom closet forever. I mean, could. Actually, you could make that in the movie part where you may have a scene where your character, it's just trying to hide from the narrator. He's like, no, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit here. And then all of a sudden he's just like, how long are you gonna sit in this closet, huh? You think people are gonna, ooh, look at me, And then he tries to kill himself. He's like, whoa, yes, you have proven yourself a big man. You're a big man. And just wakes his ass up again,
As he's slowly going insane.
God. Dustin, you had the best answer out of all three of us. That was the best fucking answer because that would make a kick-ass fucking movie. Somebody, stop with the Assassin's Creed movie. I don't want that. I want a Stanley Parable fucking movie. Because that'd kick the hell... Shit. Oh, God, that'd be so cool. That is it, everybody. That's our show. Thank you for the email, Jordan. Please continue. If you would like to, send us emails, I kind of already told you. Check out our videos and podcasts at bloodyscreenpod.com. What, Brandon? Where's the Weebly part? That's right, folks. I mean, you could still go to bloodyscreenweebly.com, but it'll just send you to our site now. We have our own domain. We will have our own, we're getting up there, folks. We're getting up there. We're eventually going to have, we're eventually going to get better stuff. We're eventually, whenever Nick figures out how to do it, I'm throwing you under the bus right now. We'll eventually get some, video reviews with some animation involved into them out there, and we got shit lined up. The bloody times, of course, not as often because we don't have as much time to record the videos, so you can all scream at me, Brandon, why are you working more so you get more money? Yeah. So I can pay for shit like paying for a site. Good God, I had to pay extra just so my information would stay private. Can you believe that shit? When you create your own site, folks, and you don't want your public information to, you know, be public, you gotta pay an extra money just so, you know, they don't say like, well, Brandon, here's where he lives. This is his phone number. This is all this shit that we know about him. I was willing to pay that extra because I'm like, fuck you. I'm not having some asshole, you know, stealing my identity. That's it, everybody. Good night. I'm